All right, Shalom Israel. This is ISUPK, Alabama, Brotherhood Class or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Officer Picard Bun Gad. Yes, I am a Gadite. You understand? I have switched tribes. I've switched tribes because that's who I am. I am a Gadite. Anyway, I got Officer Not to shot with me. You understand? If y'all didn't know, now you know. Yeah, we you know what I'm saying? We got another officer in Alabama. We on the rise. You did. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So look out for that. You understand? Tonight, you know what I'm saying, it's a brotherhood class and we're gonna talk about brotherhood. You understand? And see, brotherhood is something that we're lacking inside the Black and Native Hispanic community. What do I mean by that? In a lot of cases, you know what I'm saying, a lot of Judites, Benjamites, you know what I'm saying, Levites, you know what I'm saying, we are celebrating, you know what I'm saying, Thanksgiving. You understand? We're celebrating Thanksgiving, and you understand, and we thinking it's all about family or whatnot, thinking about us coming together for family or whatnot. But what you got to understand is the symbolism that comes along with a lot of these holidays when you're dealing with Esau. You understand? Esau, his whole reason for having a lot of these holidays is because of celebrating his victories. Just like even inside the Bible, when a lot of our holidays are not holidays, high holy days, Salakia, when we celebrated those, it was because of victories that we won. So you gotta understand that Esau, you know what I'm saying, he does the same thing. You understand? He's celebrating Thanksgiving because you know why he's giving thanks is because of his slaughter and his conquering of the Native American Indians. Right. You understand? Before we start the class, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna ask anybody that got any questions to type them inside the chat. You understand? If you have any questions, you know what I'm saying? Officer, if you got any questions, you know what I'm saying, we can go into any question that you may have, or if you got anything to add to the class. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I did have one question I wanted to ask about. In Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 7, I want to understand what did it mean by saying burnished brass?
Okay. Let's go ahead and pull that, and then we'll break that down if need be. You know what I'm saying? If I can't bring it all the way down, you know what I'm saying, I get the answer. You can actually in the scripture breakdown, but let's go ahead and pull that and see what we got going here.
Okay. Come. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 7. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Okay, burnished brass, meaning brass that looked like it was burnt. Anytime you hear the word burn, you hear the word ish, you know what I'm saying, on anything, it means pertaining to. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know what I'm saying, it looked like brass that might have been burnt, you know what I'm saying? Very dark brass, you know what I'm saying? Meaning that their skin was very dark. You know what I'm saying? Read some more of that, you know what I'm saying, so we can get more context. Matter of fact, read one scripture above that.
Come. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 6. And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet were like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Okay, so it's saying that they had, you know what I'm saying, you know how a calf's foot, how's a calf's foot?
It's like split. It's like a split hoof.
It's split. So meaning that, you know what I'm saying, this is describing, you know what I'm saying, angels coming outside of what we call UFOs. You understand?
Okay.
And so when we talk about the split foot, it's what type of uniform or suit that they had on. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, you know what I'm saying, walking around in, you know what I'm saying, like some shower shoes or whatnot, how it splits your foot. You understand? Now, imagine if, you know what I'm saying, it was covered, you know what I'm saying, it'd have a depiction of, you know what I'm saying, like a calf's foot, because it's split. You understand? So they had on, you know what I'm saying, what we'll call like a spacesuit or some jazz like that. Keep reading on that.
Come. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides. And they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings, verse 9, their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went, they went every one straight forward.
Right. So they was moving in unison.
Go on. Verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And they four had the face of an ox on the left side.
Right.
They four also had the face of an eagle.
Okay.
Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward.
Right. 2
wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And they went every one straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went. And they turned not when they went.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance.
Okay, so the living creatures were like burning coals of fire. Now back to the burnished brass. That's the question you was asking.
Go.
The creatures was like, what did it say again?
And the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
Burning coals of fire, meaning that they were red in color, you know what I'm saying, brownish color, like a, you know what I'm saying, like an amber color. You understand? So they was like burning coals of fire. You understand? Okay, like what you would call today, what they call them, red bones.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Go.
All right, keep going.
Go. And like the appearance, and like the appearance of lamps, it went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright.
Okay, now this is describing the UFO. You understand?
Go.
This is describing the UFO that came out of the cloud. You know, so I believe that this is Ezekiel describing what he's seeing. You got to understand, back in this time, they didn't know, they didn't have a clear description. You know what I'm saying? They weren't flying in planes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They didn't understand that. So the best way they could describe things is off of common things. You understand? Things that they found common. You know what I'm saying? So they use these common things to describe what they were seeing, technology that they didn't have at the time.
Go.
Okay, keep reading. Skip down to the part where it says a will within a will.
Go. Verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Okay, a wheel within the middle of the wheel. Yeah, but you know how they have those. Okay, so everybody knows the old depiction of a Martian. You understand?
Go.
And they come inside this little spaceship. And it's like the little dome, the outside is spinning, but the inside is not spinning.
Go.
You understand? It's like a wheel within a wheel. Keep going, it's going to describe it more.
Go. Verse 17. When they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went.
Right. So when they went, they didn't turn. The machine that they was in was turning. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that they're seeing now, it's not new technology. You understand? This is a technology that the Most High been had. You being a rocket scientist, you know what I'm saying? The more we talk about this, the more it turns on. You know what I'm saying? In your head, like, man, you understand? Because you can really see it. You know what I'm saying? You got that the mind to, you know what I'm saying, really visualize. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about these scriptures in the Bible, we got to stop thinking about hocus pocus and magic. You understand? Let's think about practical knowledge and science and different things, because the Bible is all about science. You understand? The Bible is science. You understand? The Bible is science, biology, all that stuff wrapped up in one. You understand? The Bible is even doggone. You got tree huggers out there. If you was a real tree hugger, won't you give over, you know what I'm saying, power to the Israelites? We'll take care of the earth. You understand? All right, keep reading on that.
Come. Salaki, verse 18, as for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them 4.
All right, so the rings were full of eyes around about that 4. Now, if you seen something in the sky, how could you describe those eyes? Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine seeing a UFO, you know what I'm saying? It might be, let's say it's nighttime, or, you know what I'm saying, right at dusk or something like that. What would look like eyes to you?
There'd be some windows or something like that.
What windows? Yeah, that's a good one. And also, what? Like when you look up in the sky, when you look up in the sky and you see a plane flying by, what would you see that might be look like eyes?
Got the engines on the plane.
The engines on the plane. And what else? You see them little red lights beeping?
Got the
you
lights
understand? The lights on the plane. They you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, imagine a wolf, you know what I'm saying, in the darkness, and the light hit his eyes, and it light up. So you know what I'm saying? You describe it as eyes or whatnot. So he was seeing these things. So it might have had beeping lights on it that looked like eyes. Like you said, windows. That was an excellent point. You know what I'm saying? It could have been windows. You understand? Because the light from the inside of the UFO looking like windows. You know what I'm saying? Looking like eyes or whatnot. Okay, keep going.
Okay. In the middle of verse 18, and their rings were full of eyes round about them 4. Verse 19, and when the living creatures went, the wheels went with them.
Meaning that, okay, imagine you had a drone. Which way is that drone going to go? That drone is going to go everywhere you tell it to go. Okay. If you put a plane on autopilot, it's going to go well, you know what I'm saying? It's going to go where you tell it to go. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This technology that we have is... what's the word? Correct me if I'm using this wrong. I'm going to try to do my TI thing.
Okay.
Draconian. Primitive. Right? Am I using? Am I using that right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand. The officer right here. You know what I'm saying? He's very savvy. You know what I'm saying? So I need him. You know what I'm saying? I be knowing the words, but you know what I'm saying? It's good to have a brother around. It's brotherhood to correct the brother. All you brothers that think, you know what I'm saying? Brotherhood is, you know what I'm saying, letting you do what you want to do. Brotherhood is correction. You understand? I don't mind my brother correcting me when my speech is not right. You understand? That's what we're here for. That's how you grow, correction. That's why we came inside the ISUPK, to be corrected, because you was a Christian before you came here. You was a Muslim before you came here. You was an atheist, and you lost faith from being inside that church before you came in here. Right. And now you came inside the ISUPK to be corrected. You understand? Right. So it don't stop coming inside the ISUPK. With correction comes perfection. Right. You understand? I keep reading.
It's like if I could answer your point. When you was in that Christian church, we wasn't getting no correction.
You wasn't getting none of
whatever you wanted to do in that Christian church.
Right. Facts. So, heavy point.
Okay. Let's go. Verse 19. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
Right. When the living creatures were lifted up, the wheels was lifted up. Okay? You know what I'm saying? This technology that the Most High has, man, this ain't nothing new. You understand? Right. It ain't nothing new. All this stuff is new to you, but it ain't new to the earth. If you look back in earlier depictions, even on walls and caves and stuff, in paintings, they have UFOs inside these paintings, man. This is nothing new. You understand? Right. Keep reading.
Okay. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them. Mm-hmm. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
The spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Okay, when you're driving a car, okay, whose spirit is that car in? What music you listening to? Your spirit is all over that car. So you know what I'm saying? What they're saying is, whichever way they wanted to go, they was in control of it. Their spirit. Yeah, right. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 21. When those went, these went. Mm-hmm. And when those stood, these stood. Mm-hmm. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. Mm-hmm. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Mm-hmm. So like, if I could ask a question. Mm-hmm. So at this point, what we're hearing is that these creatures, wherever these creatures went, these wheels were going with them.
That's right.
So if the creature wanted to go to over there and to the right, mm-hmm. that wheel followed them over there and to the right.
Imagine, you know what I'm saying, you got a vessel, you know what I'm saying, and wherever you're going is automatically coming with you. So you ain't got to walk back to it. So you can move around on the earth freely, and you got this vessel, your craft, following you. Okay, you don't want to just fly around, fly through. You want to get down and see what's going on on the earth. So you're walking through the earth, you know what I'm saying, and it's coming with you. You understand?
I got you.
All right.
And if I could add one more thing, that's almost like what these Tesla cars doing, right? The Tesla car, you got the ability to retrieve that car to you, get the car to come to you.
Exactly.
But the Most High had this technology all the way back then.
Right, man. So you got to understand the spike in technology that we've been seeing is not all together, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just think, you know what I'm saying, man is just so innovative. You understand? Which man is innovative, you know what I'm saying, to an extent, man, but a lot of this technology that we're getting, we're trying to match the technology that we've already had knowledge of. You understand? And they don't bring all this stuff out to you, but man, a lot of this technology is not new, but it's just new to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're just now catching up with it. You understand? All right, keep reading.
Verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal.
Okay, the color of the firmament, meaning what the canopy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was covering the UFO would be the firmament. Just like you call the firmament of the earth is the ozone layer. You know what I'm saying? That's what blocks the ultraviolet UVs from coming down and burning up Esau's skin. You know what I'm saying? Keeping you getting from sunburn, and how the clouds can collect up under the ozone layer and not go into outer space because it has an ozone layer over it to keep, you know what I'm saying, those clouds in. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't have the ozone layer, I guess the clouds will just float off into outer space and just evaporate and go away. That's, you know what I'm saying? If you ever seen the terrarium, you know how a terrarium works. If you put, if you have a terrarium, you put the plants, you water the terrarium. Once you water the terrarium, as long as it's airtight, you ain't got to rewater it because it's going to precipitate naturally. You understand? And it's the same thing with the earth. You know what I'm saying? The earth has an ozone layer, and it keeps those clouds from getting out. You understand? From the ozone layer. See, the Most High knows what he was doing. And that's why when you see a spaceship entering, like it described, you know what I'm saying, inside the scripture, it has all the friction coming through the air because it's coming through the. You see it catching on fire. It ain't catching on fire because it's gasoline poured all over. It's catching on fire because it's coming through that ozone layer and it's causing that friction. You understand? You know that as a rocket scientist. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Break that down for the people out here that don't know. If you will, warrior.
So what you see when a vehicle is entering the upper atmosphere is going through that layer of what you call is friction, and it's having to fight through all of that friction to get into the lower atmosphere where we at. But if depending on how you enter in, depending on what vector you're going in at that, you could be blowing up your vehicle, or you could kill some people, which people have died because of that. So
right. Was it the is that the same thing that happened to the Apollo cats? Was it the other rocket that blew up in space?
No, so the Apollo, I think that was from the O-rings, right? Okay. That was from the O-rings. They had some O-rings that failed, and that failed on the way up. But it was one of those missions where they were returning back, and they couldn't return back. They couldn't return back because they lost the vehicle.
Man, you know what, man? So like I'm gonna use you to cut a lot of these flat earthers.
Come.
But we ain't gonna get into that right now. Man. We might have to get a whole podcast just to cut up some cats like that.
Man. Come on, all right. It's a heavy point which you're bringing out because they try to talk to me about this all the time. And I have to tell them.
Right.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So like it. But anyway, back to that. Let's keep reading right here.
Come. Verse 22, we have the likeness of the firmament and the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads.
Okay, the terrible crystal, meaning, they would describe the terrible crystal as glass. You know, it's a big piece of glass. Like I said, it's a canopy. They call it a terrible crystal. It's a piece of glass. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 23, and under the firmament were their wings.
Under the firmament, under the canopy, right?
Were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side. Their bodies. Verse 24. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters.
Okay, so you ever heard, you know what I'm saying, you heard a UFO or a plane take off? You know what I'm saying? It got great noise. You know what I'm saying? It don't just take off like, you know what I'm saying? It don't just take off quietly. It take off with great noise. All right, keep going.
I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the noise of a host. When they stood, they let down their wings. Verse 25. And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads, when they stood and had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone.
Right, the likeness of a throne, meaning The highest throne is the stars. Okay.
All
right, keep going.
So likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it. Verse 27. And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about.
Okay, so I think that's another. I was trying to get to the part to where what they was talking about. We got the young man checking in. I see you, young man. Hey, I was in the Quam. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah, sir. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So that I was trying to get to the point to where, okay, it was describing like it being covered in fire and coming down like a whirlwind or whatnot. And you know what I'm saying? In the depiction that I can give of that, the best thing I can give of that is on Independence Day when the so-called aliens first broke atmosphere, and then they finally emerged out the smoke. You understand? Because their whole spaceship was on fire. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole depiction of the chariots and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's how the chariots look. You understand? A lot of the stuff that you see in these movies, Esau is getting this straight out the Bible.
Right.
Straight out the Bible. If you know what I'm saying? With you being in the truth, once you look at this stuff, you know what I'm saying, through the eye of a man that's in the truth, through the eye of a man that's, you know what I'm saying, inside the truth and understand these scriptures, you'll see that Esau is getting a lot of these movies straight out the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna drop that, man. Let's get into a little bit of let's do about 10 minutes of Thanksgiving, because you know what I'm saying, I don't know how long we're gonna be able to have this space. You know what I'm saying? We in Huntsville, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with the officer, not to shout, you know what I'm saying? We doing our thing here in Huntsville. You understand? So we just gonna touch on a little bit about Thanksgiving, man. And how a lot of you doggone Judites, you know what I'm saying, Benjamites, you know what I'm saying, Israelites, you know what I'm saying, black people, native people, Hispanic people, you're anti-Semitic when you celebrate Thanksgiving, man. Because you know what? Thanksgiving was, in fact, a Holocaust. The Holocaust. You understand? They slaughtered our brothers on Thanksgiving. And they gave thanks for slaughtering our brothers. But you want to sit around and say, hey, I'm doing this just for the sake of thanking my family. But doggone, look what you're standing with. Look what you're standing with. You know what I'm saying? Let me get 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, okay, man, look, I ain't doing it because of that. I'm doing this because of my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving thanks to my family. But I mean, doggone, can't you just give thanks to your family every day? Right. Do you have to celebrate and give thanks on the same day that Esau gives thanks? If you're not your oppressor, man, don't give thanks because your oppressor giving thanks. Man, give thanks every day, man. You're supposed to be thankful for your family every day. You're supposed to be thankful for the doggone Most High, you know what I'm saying, letting you be alive every day, man. Don't be thankful on the day that your oppressor says to be thankful, because he's thankful for a wicked reason. Why do you want to stand in unison with him for the slaughter of your brothers, man? Right. You understand? The Native Americans, these are our brothers, man. They killed them with the smallpox. They slaughtered them. They had several days of Thanksgiving, and you want to doggone celebrate on the day that they consolidated as one day to be thankful for, and you want to doggone celebrate with them? Never stand in unison with your oppressor, man. You do the same thing when you go down to the voting booths and vote. You understand? You thinking you doggone doing something doggone to help your community, man. Man, they ain't never kept their promises, man. They ain't never kept their promises. And you think they finna keep their promises now? Man, stop kidding yourself. Go ahead. If you got something to add to that anytime, boy.
So good. I think you got to hit the point, and I think Captain Ariat brought it out too. You know how we've been wanting this voting system to work for us, and we say, hey, let's just give them a little more time. Just give them a little more time. Well, these characters have had over 100 years to do what they need to do, and they still haven't done it. You think they're gonna do it now?
Right.
They're not gonna do it now.
Man, it's the same thing. How you get a mule, and you hang that carrot over that mule. Right. That mule just keep plowing that field because it's trying to catch that carrot. Right. And the whole time we just like America's work mule, because they holding the carrot over our heads of equality. They holding the carrot over our head of reparation. They holding the carrot over our head, you know what I'm saying, of doggone actually get some justice in this place. And we'll never get it like that by voting. You understand?
Right. And on to it. So like I don't want you bring it out a heavy point. Just like with that carrot and that stick. If the ox didn't go for that carrot, what'd he do? The farmer pulled that stick out. Right. And he started beating on that ox. Yeah, right. And that's what the America is doing to us. We didn't want to go for the stick. And now we didn't go for the carrot. Now we got the stick. And now he beating us with the stick with the police officer. Right. Police killing us, now that's the stick. Your Christian church is another stick that's beating us up. And now we need to stand up under this, in the ISUPK, under Commander General Yahanna, and take that stick from him. Right. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's what we got to do.
Who else getting beat with a stick right now? Kanye West. He getting beat with a stick. Damn right. Kyrie Irving's getting beat with a stick, man. Damn right. You can't rich your way out of being an Israelite, man. You are going to be hit with these curses, man, regardless. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get that real quick. Old warrior Bible shot.
Okay. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. It's like
verse 21.
Okay. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good.
Hold fast to that which is good, man. Let go of these doggone holidays, man. They ain't no good. Once you learn about these holidays, you find out how wicked they are. Let go of the holidays and just hold on to the thanks. Yes, give thanks every day. Right. Don't just give thanks on one day. You hate your folks all throughout the year. You don't get along with them all throughout the year, but you come together on one day to give thanks. Yeah, how about treat your people good all through the year? Love your brother, you love your sister, love your mother, love your father all through the year, man. You don't just need one day to love your people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all just want to you're feeling all toasty, you know what I'm saying, on these doggone holidays, man. When, man, it's so much whoredom and molestation and all this other jazz that goes on these holidays, man. That's how you know it's wicked. You understand? Right. That it represents some evil. You understand? You need to love your people throughout the year. And celebrating Thanksgiving is not loving your people, man. Half of you black people out here nowadays, you claim to be Native American, which a lot of you are, but you're celebrating the whole slaughter, you know what I'm saying, of your people, which doesn't make anybody sense. Yeah, you understand? It's counterproductive. You know what I'm saying? You need to boycott Thanksgiving. Don't go out and buy that turkey. Don't go out and doggone eat them nasty ass chitlins. Let all that jazz go. You understand? And just, you know what I'm saying, love your people throughout, because that's what we need throughout the year, man. We don't need it just one day. We need to love our people every day. You understand? That's the only way we're going to come together as a nation. That's the only way we're going to get anything accomplished. Actually having compassion for each other. That's right. You understand? Keep reading.
Come, verse 22. Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Man, look, abstain from the appearance of evil. Yeah, I know you said you're just celebrating it, just to doggone get down with your family, but the appearance of, what do you think your ancestors would say? You know what I'm saying? You're celebrating the day that Esau set aside for their victory. You understand? Right. But you know what I'm saying? You saying you're doing it for this, which a lot of you might be. You understand? But the appearance of it, what it represents, man, is just straight up evil. Damn. And so you just need to just go have a sandwich on that day, man. Just doggone, just make it a regular day, man. Man, make you some tacos or some jazz like that on that day, man. Don't eat no turkey, man, and nasty ass cranberry sauce, man. Don't eat none of that junk, man. Don't stand in unison with your oppressor. Keep reading.
Right. Verse 23. And the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray the Most High power your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our outer one, Yahushua Mashiach.
Right, man. You want to be blameless, man. You want to be blameless, man. And you ain't going to be blameless eating that nasty-ass cranberry sauce, man. You ain't going to be blameless eating that turkey, man. Each one of those dishes represents something, you understand? And you ain't going to be blameless. You're going to be held accountable. So when you learn this truth, man, I hope that you doggone come into this truth, man, and honor this truth. You understand? Right. All right, let's drop that. What we at? That's
1 Thessalonians chapter 5.
Okay, let's go to 1 John chapter 5 and start at verse 1. Okay. Hey, shalom, young man. Hey, it was good to have you at camp this weekend too, man. It was good to have you at camp. You know what I'm saying? Keep rocking.
1 John chapter 5, verse 1. Whosoever believeth that Yahushua.
Drop down 1.
So like in verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Come. 1 John chapter 5, verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of the Most High God.
By this we know, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you out here saying you love, you know what I'm saying, Native Americans, you love black people, you love Hispanic people. You say it. That's what you say now. All right, keep going.
When we love the Most High and keep his commandments.
See, we got to keep his commandments, man. That's how you show that you love your people, by keeping the commandments, man. The commandments show you how to properly love your brother, shows you how to properly love your mother, shows you how to properly love your father, shows you how to properly love your children. You can't love your people and still live in sin, man.
Yeah, right.
You understand? You out here chasing stuff, man, that don't even matter, man. You understand? Yeah, not at this point, man. A lot of the stuff that we're trying to do don't even matter, man. Because we need to get down to the base root of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The base root of stuff is that we don't love each other enough.
Right.
That we ain't showing each other no compassion, man.
Right.
That we don't care about what each other's going through. It's clear to see that, you know what I'm saying? Because we going out to celebrate Thanksgiving. What is it, next week?
Right.
You understand? You going out to celebrate Thanksgiving, man. So you can't love God if you hate his people.
That's right.
Okay, keep on.
Verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments.
Okay, a lot of you say you love the Most High, you love God, but you ain't keeping the commandments. You eating that pork. You celebrating these holidays. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this doggone filthiness. You understand? Keep going.
And his commandments are not grievous.
How hard is it not to eat a turkey on Thanksgiving? How hard is it not to eat that nasty ass cranberry sauce that I keep talking about? You understand? How hard is it just to doggone treat the third Thursday in November just like a regular day? Right. Now, by all means, go out and, you know what I'm saying, just live like you got an off day, whatever. Treat it like an off day. Go out and get some stuff done. Right. If you want to spend some time, you know what I'm saying, with your son, go out there and throw the ball around. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you to lock yourself in the house like a hermit. You understand? But I'm telling you not to honor that day, you know what I'm saying, as if you are still in the world. You know what I'm saying? Act like you're a man that's in the truth or a woman that's in the truth. You understand? Right. Don't treat that day like everybody else is treating that day. You understand? Keep going.
Yeah, right. Verse 4. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith.
Right. Gotta have faith, man. All right, so let's go ahead and drop that. Let me see. We're going to get one more, and I'm going to go ahead and close the class out. What was that right there?
1 John chapter 5.
All right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 8.
Go.
Start at 12. Bible Kushah.
Go.
I got a couple more, man, but you know, we limited on time. You know what I'm saying? We've been granted permission to come in here and hold this class, and so we're gonna honor our agreement. So maybe one day, you know what I'm saying, if need be, Lord willing, if we don't have a spot, we'll be able to come back and use the spot. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead on that, warrior.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 12. Mm-hmm. But when ye sin, so against the brethren, and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against the Mashiach. Right. When you sin against your brother and wound their weak conscience, man, okay, you can't, they calling everything anti-Semitic. Okay? But in America, they celebrate Thanksgiving. What was a clear, everybody knows that Thanksgiving was a slaughter. Right. You know what I'm saying, of the Native Americans. But you can't say, Kanye West can't say anything about the Jewish man. You understand? Kyrie Irving can't even promote a video. But you can go out in America and celebrate Thanksgiving, which was a clear day of slaughter for the Native American Indians. You understand? Okay, and over there in Germany right now, they ain't flying swastikas, right. You know what I'm saying, and celebrating, you know what I'm saying, them burning up the so-called Jewish man inside ovens and stuff, like they did at Dachau and Auschwitz. And I'm not promoting any of that, but just how evil and how mean would that be if we celebrated a day, you know what I'm saying, to commemorate the Holocaust. Right. You understand? Right. So why would you celebrate a day where they gave your brother smallpox blankets, where they slaughtered the Wapano Indians, you know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of these tribes anymore because they was all killed. Right. You understand? And when all they did was teach, you know what I'm saying, Esau how to plant squash and plant corn, and you know what I'm saying, how they could make it through a harsh winter, and they were slaughtered for it. Right. For their kindness. Right. Does that remind you of anybody today? Does that remind you of yourself, black man? Right. Okay? All right, you know what I'm saying?
that's I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. You know what I'm saying? You got anything to add, Warrior?
A lot of one. You broke it down real good.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wish we had more time. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty more precepts, man, on why you shouldn't be celebrating Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think by now you should know this, man. You know what I'm saying? This, you know what I'm saying? You should know this by now. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no big woo and ah to you, man. You got Google. Right. You understand? You got Google, man. You can Google half this stuff, man. Go on YouTube. They got plenty history on there, man. You understand? Like General Muhammad says all the time, you ain't got to read them big old thick books they used to have to read. It's at your fingertips. But the one thing about it is that you don't want a lot of this information because you want to be stuck in tradition because of the feeling of nostalgia. You understand? Right. But we got to get past this feeling of nostalgia so we can get the kingdom, man.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
With that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and end the class, man. I'm going to say Imagine. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Rock. Yahanna by Hashem, Shabarakatah. As we talk, his hands down. Class in the next.